Hey, it's us. Once again, I'm JT. I got my homeboy with me. Say something might be.
What it do?
And that's what he said.
You remember?
Oh, yeah. That was just that one lap. It's one out of like 200.
It was the last time we recorded.
Let me have one time.
Okay.
You know, let me be.
I'm just,
let me have
that was my
one
way
little...
of saying I'm proud of you, brother.
Oh, okay.
You're back.
Oh, for one time. That's all it takes.
Yes.
Just like that, huh?
Right on.
But we're here for another quickie episode. How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
You doing all right? Life treating you well?
Yes.
You know, you have no complaints?
No.
No qualm?
Nope. I ain't even got no stories. Ever since I got a car.
Yeah.
And I ain't on the bus. That's what my stories came. My stories came from my city bus travels.
I can see
now it's like
the birds have been chirping.
Yeah.
Everything
you hear them singing out there right now? They trying to ruin the show. But it's a heavily music out there.
Goddamn music. Nope.
You can't cuss the
Forget
birds. You can't cuss the birds, man.
Hey, forget them birds. I ain't got time.
How you doing?
That leads me into my story.
Oh, wait. Clearly you ain't doing too good.
I ain't doing too good, might be. You know, I tried to, I wasn't going to talk about it. But you don't even know.
I don't know.
Last Sunday.
At church? Anytime I hear Sunday, I think of church. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll let you tell your story.
So, I get invited to go to my nephew's church. Okay. We got family in town, and some of the family with him to the to the service, and so I'm with the fam.
Okay.
So I go, and in my JT form, I was a little bit late. And so, in my lateness, I closed my car door without locking it.
Okay.
And so I go in to church. It's a good service.
Yeah, I want to ask where this church is located, considering you didn't lock your doors. But go ahead.
And so, I go in, and it's a good service.
Uh-huh.
And whatnot, and so I come out like about 2 hours, about an hour and a half, 2 hours later, and I get in my car, and then I roll off, and then I reached for something like it, like on my side, my little cup console.
Yeah,
like it's like the cup of everything,
like change,
candy, little cologne things or oil or whatever,
the catch-all,
whatever,
catch-all cup.
What my little stuff. And so I reach for it, and my my hand goes down further
into the actual cup holder.
Yeah, I'm like, my cup ain't here. And I look down, I'm like, when did I move that? That's
confused.
What I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
because it seemed natural for you to reach.
It seemed natural just for me to, reach. And so, it's just when I say I drive off, I'm in the parking lot of the church.
So you're still kind of there.
I'm still kind of there.
Yeah.
And so, it was, and so I'm going, and then I'm like, huh. And then I had like a little Bluetooth speaker that was sitting right there. Because I ain't got Bluetooth in my car, so whenever I get the feeling, to
play something that you want to listen to.
I want to listen to. I have my little Bluetooth speaker.
Right.
And I'm like, that's what gave me pause.
Yeah, that's, you realize something ain't right. Something is amiss.
My antenna, goddamn it. Ain't this a bitch? And so I'm out. I'm semi out the driveway, and so I'm like, somebody done got me for my speaker.
Not only your speaker, but your cup of
My
everything.
little cup. But that ain't the kicker.
That ain't the kicker.
That ain't the kicker, might be. I'm and so I'm like, charge it.
Charge it to the game.
I'm all, okay. And then it clicked. Like, I'm like, then I put up, I'm like, it was like instantaneous. I'm like, my whole back seat is clear.
What was in the back seat?
Man, let me tell you. I had first of all, I had a car part that I bought for my Ellen car. It was the pump, the fuel pump.
Did you have the receipt with it?
No, I didn't have the. Okay. I had the receipt at the house, but I had it in the box because I had to return it.
Right.
I already got it fixed, because I got a different part. But this is so I can return it, so I get my money back.
Right.
And so it was in the box in the back seat. Plus, my grandmother was having her birthday dinner, and so I had brought clothes and shoes and put it in the back seat of the car. Might be.
You ain't got no trunk? I'm just asking.
I'm at church, might be. I'm at church.
You think church folk don't
No, I know that. But
okay.
you know what I'm saying? It's just, in my haste.
Yeah.
I left without locking my door and went in.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I look back and, everything's gone. And so, I had like some jeans. These are like my newest pair of jeans that I had. And my little long sleeve shirt that my nephew got, with his logo on
the Juby Truth, yeah.
Yeah. And I had my all black 4s in the back seat too.
I don't know what that means.
J's, Jordans.
Okay. I feel brand new right now. All black 4s.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they in the back seat.
All gone now.
I'm like, I must have been doing something wrong or faulty. They done took my J's, maybe. I'm like, what is it, Jesus?
Did you cry? Did you cry in the car? Tell me that.
2 tears in a bucket. I was hurt like that whole day. I don't know if I showed it, but I felt a little pain, a little prick.
Yeah, you're a little violated because somebody came into your spot.
But the thing was, okay, I got over it Sunday night. I spent time with family. I was cool. Every now you think back, God damn it.
They done got me. Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah, they done got me. And so, throughout the week, I'm not remembering. I'm finding out more and more stuff that they took in my car. Like, each day, I might use something or need something that I reach for. The sun is out. Let me
get my glasses.
I'm like, ow. They done got me for my sunglasses, goddamn. They took they took everything out the console, and I'm like, they did.
Wait a minute.
That.
So Sunday, when you realized your cup was gone, the back seat was gone.
But when you survey everything, like,
you didn't think everything.
No, I knew they took. But until you realize that
what was actually there,
actually there,
okay.
You don't realize, I might have, some eye drops, my eyes itching. I'm reaching for I'm like, oh, damn. It was in my cup. My feel goods, my chapstick,
yeah,
is in the cup. I'm like, I'm reaching for. I'm like, and it's like every single day to this,
something different.
And it's Friday now, and I'm semi-fed up. I'm getting more pissed off because I'm realizing how much they took.
My bad. It's not funny.
It ain't funny, but
it's crazy.
I gotta
laugh. Ain't nothing you can really do about it now.
I'm like, damn.
You know what? Me being petty, I'd be like, I ain't going to that church no more.
I'm thinking like, yeah, they know. I'm thinking they should have had cameras there. They should have had security.
Somebody should have called me.
Hey, they should announce in the mic door offering. Hey, this car, somebody
license plate. So the car's been broken into right now.
Give me some type of warning.
A heads up.
Hey, but that was the Sunday, so I thought all that, and so I try to let it go. Sunday, it was on Palm Sunday.
Because it ain't the church fault.
It ain't the church fault. It's because I left my car unlocked. That's why it always,
I ain't going back to that church.
And that's how I felt, man. I don't feel like, nope, I ain't never again. But I can't blame this shit.
Because service was good. It's like you had an up.
I was blessed.
And down.
Oh, man.
At the same damn time.
At the same damn time.
Oh, man. That's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I'm sorry to hear that. Because I can't stand for somebody to steal from me. Oh, that hurts my heart. It makes me want to kill. And, it's material. I went a couple of rounds around the neighborhood. Just in case you saw something.
And my clothes were in my little cheese bag I got from Mexico.
Oh, man.
Oh, that hurt my heart too, might be. And I'm like, I hope I see somebody with a cheese, with the cheese.
What you gonna do, JT?
I don't know.
You gonna pull over and whoop their ass and take it?
Hey, it's my shit. I'm gonna take that shit.
Oh, man. Just charges to the game, man. It wasn't meant for you to have that.
Because I'm a cool person.
Or those fours.
Or
the
chill,
eye drops.
Man.
It wasn't meant for you, man.
But man, hey,
that's a violation.
Hey, they got my J's.
They got them. I definitely didn't know when you said I got a story. I didn't think it was gonna be this. The last time you had like a story, you got robbed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when you say I got a story, I'm gonna start praying.
Hey.
Next time you say I got a story, I know to get on my knees. Put me on the prayer
list, yeah. I need
it. Oh my goodness.
Because it's gonna be a misunderstanding. And it seemed like it was like throughout I was cool like Monday. I was all right. My J's won. I'm like, okay.
Yes.
All ain't bad.
Right.
All right. And
a little parting in the cloud.
But every week it was like I'm missing my every time I reach for something it ain't there. I'm like, oh, they got that. They got that. And I didn't realize how much stuff I had that I used, in the car. They took all my little stuff in the glove department. They took napkins.
You never know. It might be
no. But you gonna sneeze on your way after you robbed me?
I'm just saying it may have been somebody that was homeless and don't have toilet paper.
Funk that. You just goddamn leave. I don't know. Oh man, you just robbed me. Ain't no oh my goodness.
I'm not saying you're supposed to have sympathy for them. I'm just looking at the situation.
And then I felt some type of, I'm like, damn, what would make somebody? I guess they need to make just go in somebody's car.
Some people don't care at all.
So of course, but what would make your mind frame to do that anyway?
Yeah,
because I've never been, bless God, I've never been in that situation where I had to steal or feel need
it's necessary
to steal.
Some people, I think I talked about the first time I tried, and last time
I
tried to steal something.
But
at the grocery store, it was a pack of bubble gum, and I was like 6 or 7 years old, and man, I couldn't really enjoy it because if my mama saw me chewing gum, then it was going to be a conversation I couldn't explain.
Because she didn't buy it.
Yeah, she didn't buy it, and where you get it from, So it wasn't worth it to me.
Yeah,
but I don't remember stealing as an adult. But it may have been kids. You never know. Just doing something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
But they left my little lotion. That's what they left.
They must have knew you was that shit, bro.
Nah, you about to make. I'm about to cuss you out, man. Brother. We never fought before. But goddamn it, that's the first time for everything.
My
Let's go on to this next story. God damn it!
My bad. I promise you I didn't know your story was gonna be that.
It was.
Yeah. Calm down. Do we need to pray right now?
Nah. Just put me on the list.
Put JT on the prayer list.
DMX.
DMX
is in the news.
He needs to be back on the prayer list.
He needs to be put back on the prayer. I don't think we ever took him off though. You know, he's in constant prayer.
Right on.
For my brother.
It was who was a Suge Knight we were like put on a prayer list and kind of took off. I think we kind of gave up.
I don't know. I think we dropped.
He made us give up on it.
That's the no hope. You know, Jesus had to talk to him personally. We can't intercede for him. Man,
he needs a quiet room.
Yeah. But DMX is in the news again. He's going to jail for tax evasion. Mm-hmm. I think he owes the government like 1.7 mil, and so the prosecutors were trying to get him for like 5 years.
I heard,
but you know they the judge gave him 1 year, so he's gonna be in jail for a year, plus I think like 3-year probation. You know, somewhat like that.
Sometimes that probation though can get you.
Yeah,
I think that's what happened with Meek Mill. You know, he's on probation for all this time, but then every little thing he did, he's going back to jail because he's on probation. So he can't even sneeze, on nobody.
Yeah, you got to be. I don't think it's hard to make a living. I guess since the type of job he got. Excuse me.
Who DMX?
No,
or Meek Mill.
Meek Mill talking about Meek Mill situation. You breaking your. But I forgot what. We don't even need to talk about that. But DMX is he's. In the court case, they played some of his like couple of other songs. They were saying like this the life he's going through. He talked about his pain.
Oh, okay.
Lay off on him.
Well, they must have chose some specific songs.
They slipping.
I'm falling. I can't get up. Yeah, I'm slipping. I'm falling.
And so it was some other song, but that's the one I remember. It was 2 or 3 songs that they played.
I know they did.
And
they did
was one of them. Hey, they were trying to do anything to win.
Get some sympathy.
Yeah. So, but
and hopefully, like this may be like almost like forced rehab because he was having some issues. Remember when we talked about him being on the Yonda?
My last, I was gonna say encounters. I haven't seen them.
I was about to say, like, you got another story? Like, tell this one.
But from what I see, he
was
he
getting
was
himself
doing well.
together.
He wasn't looking sick. He was talking, somewhat clearly, and so he looked like he was on the up and up.
Mm.
But it's tax evasion. It's nothing to do with like criminal activities or. Well, I guess tax evasion is somewhat criminal. And
it's like Stevie J. We hear about unpaid child support. Like $1.3 million in child support. It's like how many kids do you have to have, and when was the last time you paid for it to get up to $1.3 million?
Yeah, maybe he thought it was just gonna go away.
It didn't because he's supposed to be going to jail. I think for like 4 months or something like that. So I don't think it goes away. I don't know if anybody can do that. That's that Walla magic. What 1.3 million? Oh, they want that money.
They want their money. You playing?
Yeah.
So he's on the prayer list. So hopefully DMX go through that,
and hopefully it helps him get himself together.
Yeah.
But like you said, I know. But I'm saying. Not just together as far as not doing drugs. I'm saying as far as on the straight and narrow, getting back into whatever, like doing music or whatever, like getting himself all the way together so he can be making money or whatever, and he doesn't have to deal with this.
I'm thinking it's just
pay his taxes. He needs a job.
Purely business, that type of deal.
Yeah.
But for at least this time, it wasn't nothing like personal as far as
he done like rob somebody or anything
might be. Tell us about another story.
Tell about the gun line,
Right on.
Most of you have probably heard about the whole situation going on with Stephon Clark. Another black man gunned down this time it was by the Sacramento police. Mm-hmm. And the story that I've heard was, depending on which media outlet you listen to, some people were saying the police were chasing after or looking for somebody else breaking into cars. Mm-hmm. And they almost some outlets try to make it seem as if he was like suspect. Yeah. And so they thought maybe he was the one that was breaking into cars, and they caught him or they saw him outside of in the backyard of his grandmother's house. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know what type of confrontation ensued, but they ended up shooting at him 20 times.
Yeah.
But he was unarmed. They thought, of course, he had a cell phone, a white iPhone, I think they said, in his hand. They thought he was armed, thought it was a gun. They feared for their life. That's the story they always give. And so they shot him. Mm-hmm. And we found out today that they actually shot him, I think, 8 times. Like he was hit 8 times, like from the back. So he wasn't even facing them. Like how do you feel for your life if the person that you're shooting at is not even looking at you or facing you? Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. To me, that story doesn't jive.
So it's not even a threat to them, like he's pointing a gun at them if his back is towards them.
If his back is they're gonna paint it a different way.
Oh, of course, I'm just saying.
And, this was like an independent autopsy that they had to do. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the first autopsy said. Like maybe it was something totally different, or maybe the information wasn't released. But they had an independent autopsy that showed he was shot like one time in the side, and then like in the neck, and then the back. But every shot seemed to come from behind him. Mm-hmm. So how are you feeling threatened if the person isn't even facing you? It almost reminds me of the Walter Scott situation. When he got shot, he was running away. And how that officer going to say he feared for his life? And the man was running in slow motion. Yeah. From the video I saw, he's running in slow motion. How was he a threat to you? He didn't want to get that damn ticket or whatever you're trying to give him.
He was just trying to get away.
He was trying to get away, but you felt threatened. That doesn't make any sense. Thankfully, I feel like he might still be in jail. The officer that shot him, but of course, it's outraged because it's another black person, a black male, and it's not necessarily always black men. Mm-hmm. Just people of color, period, being gunned down by the police for whatever reason because they fear for their lives. And to me, it's just the fact that we are black. The color of our skin is a threat to them. Mm-hmm. You hear about the Austin bomber. And the fact not even just the Austin bomber, the guy who shot all those kids in Florida, the little young cat, shot all those kids. Somehow they took him alive. Dylan Roof, they took him alive. They didn't fear for their lives in that situation. It doesn't make sense.
But he took lives.
They took lives. But when somebody is just there being black, I guess the fear increases because you never know. And that's what black people are pissed off about because we're the victims in the situation, and the media kind of paints us out to be suspects for some reason. That's why they always look for our criminal backgrounds when we're the ones who were gunned down. We were the ones who were unarmed. It doesn't make sense, and it's the same old story time after time after time, and it's getting old.
Yeah, like we just loitering everywhere. like where can I be?
And they don't want you to be nowhere.
Yeah, I'm like.
Because no matter where you are, the first thing they can see about you is that you're black.
Yeah.
And so evidently fear heightens for them. And like all of a sudden, you're so scary. I was reading a story about a police officer or a chief of police officer who got stabbed by a suspect, a white suspect. And we're looking at his mugshot. Clearly, he was arrested. He wasn't gunned down, but an innocent black person without a weapon is gunned down because you feared that much for your life. And this person is armed with a weapon. You wrestle with him for whatever reason, and you're able to take him alive. Doesn't make sense. And the fact that this shit happens time and time again, like when is it going to end? I feel like it's going to take an uprising from black people before it ends.
That's it gets stronger, like every 20 years. You might see riot, but it's getting stronger ever since the civil rights movement.
But is it getting stronger, or are we being desensitized to it? Because I feel like a lot of people are kind of like just scrolling past the stories because it's the same old shit over and over.
But just how you feel, there's a million other black folk that feel this way. Yeah. But we're not going out, retaliating and stuff. But there's going to be a time, where it might not be in our generation. It might be the next generation after the young generation. Might be like 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds. That generation that actually has some type of revolt, and saying enough is enough. Enough. It's going to happen. But I don't think they should take like being docile or. They think it's being docile. The powers that be might be, thinking it's docile, but
and maybe for a time it was.
At a time it was.
Now it's like slowly the fire is slowly building.
Yeah, the world is getting smaller, and and you start seeing other people that own other struggles like you. And you might get confidence from them overcoming, and you might somebody all the way in Africa or somebody all the way in the Middle East, and you share stories or whatnot, just internet, everything's getting smaller, and you can come up with something just like that. You just ain't gonna take it no more. This ain't gonna happen. All your words ain't gonna mean nothing after a while.
I would like for that enough moment to come in my lifetime.
Mm.
I want to be a part. I'm always ready. That's the problem, but I actually don't think it's a problem. I feel like that's where we need to be. We need to be where enough is enough. We're angry, we're upset, and we're ready to do something about it because it won't change unless we do.
And that's what it has to come to. When you have a collective body, with that same mindset.
It's getting people on that same mindset. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Alton Sterling. I feel like we found out recently, like within the past couple of days, that the state and federal officials aren't going to charge the officers that killed him. And remember, he died like the day after or the day before Philando Castile got shot. It was both of those situations going on at the same time. And the fact that nobody saw fault in what they did, I think he's the one where police showed up at the gas station. He was outside the gas station or whatever selling CDs or something like that. And they, whatever. You guys know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
The district attorney came out saying, no charge for the officers. But there was a press conference today saying the officer that actually shot him, one of them was fired, and then the other one I think was suspended. I mean, it's something, but it's not enough.
You still killed a man that can still be here if it wasn't for you.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the one that was fired, the police officers that he worked for, gives him a recommendation to go work somewhere else. This is the way of the world right now.
So
that's just where we are.
I don't need that. I'm already angry. I don't need that extra. Man. Damn, you didn't give me a feel good, might be.
Well, you knew what I was gonna talk about. There ain't no feel good to it, brother. Shit, supposed to get fired the hell up. The feel, man. You now you about to make me cuss you. Cuss you.
Man. Well, hopefully we'll have a better story for you, or stories for you next time. I'm semi-depressed, damn it.
Hey, that's where we are right now.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
You all right?
Yeah.
My Jay's still in. That's my only hope. If they lose, I might end it on
Jayhawks in the Final Four.
Yeah, that's my only. I felt one. That's it. That's all I need. Might be. I'm back.
Right on.
Now if they lose, no.
It's gonna be.
It might be worse.
Anyway.
Till next time. Rock chop.
Peace.